everyone! Welcome. My name is Cherri Everine and I am your very average VTuber. So today I am going to play this game called Stanley Parable Deluxe. Yeah, I just saw this game randomly on Steam and I feel like it will be a very fun and interesting game. So, yep, let's get right into it. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Okay. So, this one? Okay, I can see it. Barely visible. Okay. Confirm. Current time right now is 7:23. Please don't tell me this is a horror game. Please don't tell me. And no jump scares, please. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Okay. I swear, if this is a horror game, I just gonna quit, okay? Begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
That would be an ideal job for me.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although
So cool.
others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, that's good.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years
Strange
at the
indeed.
company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Maybe
Something
the
was
world
very
has
clearly
ended
wrong.
and you're the only
Shocked,
one alive.
Frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. I'm not sure if the volume is low. I'm gonna adjust a little bit, okay? Please wait for a while. I hope the volume is loud enough. Like, not gonna lie, this office is so cool. Like, I'm the only one alone in my room. Oh, if I have a job like this, I'm gonna work until retirement, okay? I am not gonna quit. What now? So I'm gonna go out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could
Stanley
it mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Meeting room. Where is the meeting room? I'm lost. Where's the meeting room?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left. Okay, this is kind of creepy, you know. Okay, is this the meeting room?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I want to see this. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressive. No! No, how to go to the last slide? Okay. Uh. Oh, I hate this. I just feel like something's gonna jump scare me at any moment. Broom closet. Oh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This one? Walk upstairs to the boss office. Oh! Oh, very nice. Hello, boss. Are you here?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Behind the desk here?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Oh, here.
2845.
5. Yes, I get it.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He
Amazing.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm sorry, I can't control the mouse very well. Where's the passage? Here? Sorry, I can't see very well. Where? Oh, it's here. Don't do this to me, please.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
How
It was
so?
a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, time to find more answers. Please don't
Stanley
stop.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Why is there escape here?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, let's see.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the
Wow.
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Well, I don't know.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. What's this? Should I press it? Okay, this is interesting. No, don't scare me. I cannot handle this.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Great job,
Freedom
Stanley.
was mere moments away.
Come on,
And
to
yet,
freedom.
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
What?
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not
Yeah, who
knowledge or
cares about
even
your
power
co-workers?
that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
I mean,
It was
is that
perhaps
real?
the only thing
Or is it just a
worth knowing.
screen? Please.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Eh. That's it? This game is over? Eh? Eh? Why am I back here? What the hell?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Maybe it's time to explore the other ending. I feel like,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
maybe it's time to become a rebel. I'm not going
This
to the
was not
left.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Or maybe I just don't want to go to the meeting room.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
This reminds me of the vending machine in our pantry.
Really, really worth it being here in the room.
Shut up, stop being
Room so utterly
sarcastic.
captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
What's the
Really
problem with
worth
that?
it.
Huh? I don't care about my coworkers, okay? I hate all of them. Who cares if they're dead or alive, okay?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Shut up, dude. Just want to have a cup of coffee. You know, the vending machine in my
Stanley sat around
pantry,
waiting for more
my
dialogue.
company's pantry.
When a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message. But at last, he had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Damn, this game. Do you have to be that savage? Wait, where should I go?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Is the game really laughing at me?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
care.
your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
Yada
someone you've
yada.
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who? Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oi.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Oh,
They
you
wanna
son
commit
of a
their life
bitch.
to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see
I'm gonna kill you.
something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Hello. R on your keyboard?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
Okay, you can
One
stop
might even
now.
feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No, I really don't want to press it. Let me out of here. Let me out. Oh, fuck this game. I don't want to press it. You're gonna laugh at me. Hey you, open the door. Whatever.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Really?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Is this my
The thought
punishment?
excited him
Just because I don't
terribly.
follow your orders? Oh. So I'm dead now? Spend time with the boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down
What's
one path lay an
happening?
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Fuck.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh no! Okay, I'm not going doing it. I'm not going to press the button. Okay. Let's wait for 3 minutes, I guess. This is probably the first game that made me feel so uncomfortable. I mean, compared to the other horror games, this one literally give me emotional damage. Okay, so am I just gonna... But... I think it's kind of inevitable. Like, do people really wait for something to happen? Or it's just trying to... Nah, I'm gonna press the button.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
That sick son of a bitch.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna go choose the escape route.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think there is some point I see the escape
Yet there
route.
was not a single person here. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Escape!
that read
Escape!
Mind
I'm
Control
sorry!
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What do you mean violent? What?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What do you mean violent death? Please don't scare me like
At
this.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I'm dying. Oh. Oh yeah. Yay. I fell down to the death trap. Whoops. Am I in hell now?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Not
it
yet,
reflected
apparently.
that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow
This
life. Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye, Stanley. I'm so sorry. Apparently, it's not an escape route.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Yeah, maybe I should take back what I said. Wait, it's not over yet?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
You know, did I say this game would be fun and interesting? Yeah, maybe I should take that back. It is interesting. Is it fun? No, it's not. Fuck the narrator. Okay, how do I start over? The screen is just blank. What now? Like, is that it? Is that the end? Well, that's an interesting game. Okay, there's probably other endings, but yep. Guess I'm gonna end the video for now. Let me know if you guys are interested to see more other options. Okay. And if you have any suggestions for other games, do let me know in the comments. I will definitely go try them out, except for horror games, okay? No more horror games for me. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you all have a nice day. Goodbye!